What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce, and back after our last podcast, which was 23rd of September 2022, an official episode podcast, the great man Tyson Beck. So welcome, Saucy and Tyson.
Gentlemen. Good. Yeah, how you going?
Good, mate.
Good.
Good to have you
Very
back.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been too long. I still can't believe that day. We were talking about it pre-show, and
yeah,
it just shows you how quick time flies. But
so obviously, Tyson, like people that listen frequently, they would have seen him jump in on an episode when he was in the States signing. He came on the show and said, "I've got 10 athletes. I'm signing during my time here," and he dropped a few hints on where it was going. And we're trying to guess on the show, and he popped in for Hobby Talk, which was really nice. But an actual episode with Tyson, it's been almost 2 years, a year and a half, which is mental. So there is a lot
has happened.
A lot's happened.
And I'm still here, just like what I'm most proud of. I'm still here, just like you guys. You know,
exactly. Yeah, and you not for anything. Your stuff is getting better and better and better and better. Not to say it was shit in the first place, as you know that. So, no, you're doing amazing stuff, and obviously the athletes are just getting massive. So, as you know, at the end of the show, we're always going to ask you what's next, who's next, and you're going to tell us, oh, this person, and I'm going to guess, and you're going to say, no, I can't get Ronaldo, so I'm going to be like, oh, forget about them. I don't really care, Tyson. So, that's what always happens. So, yeah, I know Saucy's he's bought a whole bunch of stuff. We'll get to those athletes that Saucy's been collecting as well from your drops. But you're looking healthy, which is good. Not tired, which is a really good thing. So that's actually the first place I want to start with you. What space are you in at the moment? You're always on the run. There's so much shit happening, and you're always like jet lagged or sleep deprived. So yeah, just where you're at the moment.
Oh, definitely the last few weeks. I appreciate that. No, I'm definitely not looking as healthy as I did in previous months because I actually was starting to get back into a better health. And then the last, I did something stupid / crazy, but I signed up like 22 athletes at once because I want to start doing sets. So and it's difficult. It's like car companies have a massive team of people, and I'm just one person. That's the way I want to do it. So I'm not complaining, but it's been a little bit more difficult and more time consuming than I thought it would be because I'd never kind of done it before. I'd done big sets and everything with tops and other companies in the past, but yeah, doing it by myself has been a little bit harder. But at the same time, it's exciting, being able to do sets where I'll have 8 plays in a set that they've never signed a card for me before or something. I'm pretty excited about that stuff. And most people probably know my drops are usually just like a solo drop. It's one player, and not to say that's I'm going away from that because it's always worked. People love it, but I just kind of want to try and mix it up a bit, where there's some players where it's like, you know what, I probably wouldn't do a solo drop with them because they're not maybe they won't demand enough interest for releasing a solo drop. So I'll chuck them in a set. Maybe some people that would collect that or interest that player, there'll be some interest there. So it's been like that. So I just went to the printer 2 or 3 days ago, so it's been literally it was 3-4 weeks of just sleepless nights, not moving. I was getting notifications on my phone saying we've noticed a trend of pattern, you're not taking your usual steps and everything. So but now I'm good. I'll definitely start to get back on the better sleep and fitness good. And health. Yeah, but really the last few weeks have been crazy.
Pumping them out, mate. You've been pumping them out. There's
I was going to go start. Where do we start? But he's talking about sets, and I'm assuming this is classified as one of the sets.
Oh yeah, no. That's already gone out. Sorry, that was the first one I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I received good feedback, or it seemed to go pretty well. So I thought, to do more sets. But with the outside of D-Wade, with all those, they'd previously signed with me before. So, but with the ones coming out, most of them haven't signed with me before, which is exciting. I think. But yeah, we'll just want to. Yeah, and I'll still do solo drops, but I think yeah, I'm just kind of giving it.
It's a new challenge, Tyson. Let's be honest. You're just
I like that.
You'd clock the solo drops. You'd like you'd gone pretty high there, so you were just like, yeah, new challenge. Expand the network, try to get a set together, and obviously you in that you started doing some dual autos as well with a few players as well, which have worked out well. So there's a lot that you've been diving into in terms of different aspects of cards and creating, sort of looking like you're a big company, but you're just one person, mate.
Yeah, just little old Aussie over here. Yeah, no, I mean, I'd love to just go there with a sheet full of stickers and just getting these players to shine stickers, and then I'll come back and design them bit by bit. But it doesn't work like that. Everyone wants them on card, and I will also want them on card. But yeah, I'll have dual inscriptions. I'll have duals. And like one of the exciting thing is like I've got two players, two NFL players signing a card. They'll do inscriptions, dual just dual autos, and they're the two best players, no questions asked, two best players ever in that franchise history. So I think they're
massive. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, baby.
Oh, no, not them. That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I think that'll be cool. Like, to have two of the team's city's best.
Even if you get the old veterans, like some of the greats or whatever it may
Manning
be,
brothers,
really sure, but
yeah, the NFL players, they're all vets. I'm getting all vets, all retired guys.
So Eli and Peyton.
Nah, not the Manning brothers. But I'll be announcing things pretty soon, but it's definitely not them.
That we're just gonna guess the whole night. I love it. Wipe them off, cross them off.
But I got some like a lot of that basketball NBA ones coming as well. So but some of them are like, I mean, they're all legends of the game. Like most of them are Hall of Famers, but the way I'm looking at it is I'm not excited about this draft class. I think it's look, since I've been watching the NBA since 1999, I can't remember a draft class or a crop of even young guys that I've just been less excited to see, or to be honest, I don't even know who they are, or so I think it's a great time just to kind of like work with some, veterans and, not speculate on like, oh, this guy's going to be worth getting or anything like that. Yeah, I think just like people love legends of the game, and nothing's going to happen with them, and just sort to give that a crack, because I'm usually focusing on, with the basketball, I'm usually focusing on the current day stars, so just trying to do a bunch of retired legends.
Can I set you a challenge? Am I allowed to
do what's that? Yeah, go for it.
Well, the ultimate set, because you've already got a couple of these guys. They've done individual signings for you.
Yeah.
I think you've had 3. Oh no, you've had 4 that are in the top. No, 5. Maybe actually more in the top 75. So, the NBA top 75 list that came out a few years ago. Maybe you should try and, I don't know, not make a set and have 75 cards drop of 75 players.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
But try and get like everyone on that list.
I think I got another 5 of them.
That are alive, of course, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And then finish it off with MJ.
Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Hey, well, everyone saw that he's signing recently, so I just gotta know the right person.
You get that, you break the internet. You break the internet.
But I think out of these 22 players I got coming up, I think 5 of them are on that 75 list. So
nice. It's good news for people that collect all your basketball.
Yeah. I think, they're household names. They're not the biggest out of the 75. They're probably the guys that are like 60 to 75 if there was some kind of ranking. I don't know if there is, but yeah, there's some big retired names, and that's kind of exciting. But yeah, I think the whole 70, like I wouldn't do a 75 set just because like it's not that year anymore. Like
No,
if it was
course.
that year, yeah. But just you're right though. It'd be cool to kind of slowly kind of knock them all out. Like, you know,
it'd be insane.
Yeah, set me a challenge.
Well, the other thing too is like them people, because I know a few people, they collect autos, Panini autos, and they try and collect an auto of each player that was in the dream team.
Oh yeah.
And then Panini also had a dream team auto set that came out, so they're trying to collect that also. But obviously, it's not going to be a NBA top 75 thing, but people can actually create based off of your previous work as well, which is pretty crazy. There's your little challenge.
That's
15, 20 almost done, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon and I mean, I don't know, I guess in 25 years time the top 100 list comes out, and then now I got another 25 to do.
Exactly. Back on the dual auto Saucy mentioned before, obviously Allen Iverson, you've told great stories about Allen Iverson on this show. Dual auto with Ja Morant. So was that an in-person signing with Ja? You weren't in the car with him, were you? Or...
No. Ja Morant was while he was in his off season. Yeah.
The team suspended when he was suspended.
Yeah, in the off season, I think it was. Yeah.
So you didn't meet him? You did? Was a
no, I didn't go out there personally. I flew someone out there, and they attended it and did it. But Ja signed it in August. Actually, sorry, there was, what was it? 2023, somewhere around then. And then Allen Iverson, I got him to sign it. I shared a photo the other day of it. I was in a hotel room with Iverson in Chicago. It was it would have been a week after we spoke in November. It was one of the guys that was signing for me after we spoke. Yeah. So he signed the other half of it, which is cool. That was like that's my first duel. Yeah. And I'd love to do triples and quads, but I don't know, like the way when I had the canvas out there as a carb, once you have to leave room for 3 autos or 4 autos, you really don't have any room to work with. And like, not to be rude, but a lot of triple and quad autos I've seen, like aesthetically, the card just doesn't appeal to me because the guy's head is like the size of a fingernail.
That's
like,
what
have you noticed becomes.
That? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Leaf like, it has to be awesome. The Leaf ones are awesome. But that's the thing with them. It's like heads.
Yeah.
The thing they've done now to start creating more space is it's not a booklet. They'll just do a double-sided card, and like it's like 5 autos, 3 on the front, 2 on the back.
Okay.
Like, but to display that, like, if you've got to put it on a card stand, like, you're not going to see the autos on the back unless you put a mirror behind it. Like, it's a bit weird. Where a booklet, at least it's open and you can see the autos.
Yeah. Booklet. I don't know. I probably should have done like a book. It would be cool to do like a folded booklet of like 5 players or something. But like all I've heard is like people don't like booklets. So
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say that. Probably not the best thing because booklets aren't exactly the most loved in the hobby.
So I've just kept. Yeah, I'll just stick to the duels coming up. Maybe if it makes sense, I'll do a triple. But I don't know. I just feel like when I'm actually designing the card, there's just not much room to kind of like, it's just like, well, may as well just be a blank, literally a blank card where 3 guys just sign it. And there's just their name on it. Like there's just some of the ones I've seen, they just don't look great. Like I actually saw it was shared probably this week. It was like a Messi, Ronaldo, and there was someone else on there. You probably know it. And there was a booklet, and it just came out, and it looked pretty cool. It was like a Topps card, I think. It just came out. It was like a 1-of-1 booklet, I think.
Is it Pele?
No, it was someone like
Haaland.
No. Nah, it was someone. It was someone else. It was like it was Messi, Ronaldo, and there was someone else, and it was like a leading goal scorer of some team or some league or something. It wasn't too old player. It was
not Mbappe.
Nah.
Sources
It was started with
up.
L, maybe L. I mean, it's probably embarrassing. I don't know it. Hang on, someone shared it on my Discord. I'll find
Lewandowski.
Yeah, it would have been that. Yeah, and it was a really nice card, but it was a booklet. I thought it was look good. Let's have a look.
It's not a bad card.
You seen it?
No.
Oh yeah, there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Don't you reckon that's cool? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
So at least you got the full body images and everything of each player. I assume you like it because Ronaldo's in the middle.
I was going to make the comment, but you beat me to it. So
sticker autos though. They're sticker autos, but
that's the way everyone rolls with it. If you can get the on-card stuff for Messi and Ronaldo is so expensive.
I'm still trying to do it myself, but I don't know.
It's crazy expensive.
I'll get there one day. I'll get there.
Bloody Messi.
Anyway. Hasn't happened yet.
No, it doesn't matter. Few other athletes. Mike Tyson. This is how long it's been since we've spoken about this stuff. But Mike Tyson, that was not in person, that one, but the cards were fantastic for that. And I love how you do those like added drops.
Oh my! Oh, so, you mean that? What do you mean added drop? Like
when he was with the Tiger.
Oh yeah, like a little second sneaky one. Yeah. Sometimes I run it back for another one. Yeah, people like that. I mean, Mike's. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed the boxing stuff doesn't go that crazy well compared to other sports, but Mike's like different. Like people. It seems like everyone loves Mike Tyson. It's not just like you don't have to be a boxing fan to know him. Like he just spans across generations, different cultures. Mike's and there's not that many Mike Tyson cards out there when you think about it. Like you compare it to other kind of sports and like I don't know, it's just boxing's there's just not much out there. So to get Mike Tyson cards done, pretty cool.
There isn't at all, and of course. In the theme of boxing and fighting, Tyson Fury.
The
Gypsy King.
Yeah, he was really nice. He was cool.
Oh, it would have been.
Funny thing. Everything you see on everything you see on TV, that's him. Like he's not putting it on. He's not like just a showman. Like that's him naturally. He was a joy to be around. He was really, really cool. It was cool. And that was his first ever on-card auto. It was funny. Like he sat down, he's like, dude, this is kind of like, I'm at the end of my career and this is the first card I've ever signed. And he's just like, yeah, some companies sending me these sticker things. I was like, I have no idea what they even go on. Like, he's like, I don't even know what they are. And when I said, oh, they go on cards, he's like, really? Like, oh, okay. But yeah, first card he's ever signed, which is pretty cool. And yeah.
So I got his first on-card autos.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, he ended up losing. That undefeated card doesn't.
I know. It doesn't ring true now. Oh well.
I love this one. Your big DOS.
He'll get it back. Hopefully he'll get it back. Hopefully he'll win and get it back. But look, you look at all the boxing greats of all time, especially in heavyweights, that they all have a handful of losses, don't they?
If you're a lover of boxing, the perfect record means it means shit all. It just means that you're
Floyd, no one really. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You get beat. Like if he comes back and he beats Usyk, it's just like it goes down as. You have a trilogy fight like they did with Wilder. I know he beat him. They went to decision in one and he beat him twice. I think it was draw in one, beat him twice. And then, it just sets up big fights. But unfortunately for Deontay Wilder, he hasn't been able to back it up. He got knocked out a couple months ago. Yeah. But if he comes back and he wins that fight,
big jail.
A good example of it really is Anthony Joshua. One of the best fighters out there, beats Klitschko, loses to Ruiz. He's fought numerous times after that. He's had wins, he's had losses, but you're going to have blemishes next to your record. The biggest problem with boxing is obviously to set up the super fights because there's so many different promotions. It's so difficult at times to get the Usyk and Fury fight was just like pulling teeth until it finally got up and running.
It would have never have happened out in any other country. Like the money they got paid was ridiculous, and that I don't think he'll ever sign another card ever because it's the money he got from that fight. Like, why would he ever need the money to sign cards? I could be wrong, but
yeah, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's the same thing as I've been trying to get Ronaldo, and the same thing I've been hearing. It's just like, good luck trying to get him to sign cards now. Like, he's on too much money. Like, okay,
yeah,
Pereira. So much has changed in Pereira. As crazy, like the fact that when I did that signing with Pereira, he was pretty much unknown at that time, and he's the face of the UFC now. Like, there's no question about it. It's the biggest guy.
Yeah. Saucy's gonna.
Yes.
Saucy also is that the one you?
Yeah, that's the one I traded for. I've got another one, but I traded for.
I was gonna say, where's the sticker?
I traded for it. Someone's must have popped it open to have a look at it.
Ah, what number is it? Is it out of 15?
Yeah, out of 15, 6 of 15.
Oh, nice. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
RC on it. It's got the RC on it, rookie.
Oh yeah. So I remember when I dropped that set, most of them, like I think 90% of them sold out in the first like hour, but then the remaining 10% took 87 days to sell. And
okay.
So it took 87 days for the whole set to sell out. And then the drop that I did with him last week sold out in like 5 minutes. And it shows you how much bigger he is.
That's why I knew to get one last time.
Yeah.
Well, these were the ones at the beginning.
I didn't go for the frenzy this time.
The Portan.
No need to. Yeah.
I'm not greedy. See, this is what I mean. I'm not a greedy collector, Tyson. If I've got one or two autos of the guy, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like I knew to buy him the first time because it was really easy. I could have even got another one. I think I bought 2 last time.
Yeah, I mean, you could have
showed.
Yeah.
If I go back up to the top here.
Yeah, it'd be right. It's probably pinned near the top, isn't it?
Here it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a variation. I tried to do a variation. Just the same.
That was the one I was going to buy. I was nearly going to buy it too.
The inscription, people are loving that Charmer inscription and like just that saying and everything. But it's crazy. It has literally been 52 weeks since the previous drop, and the amount that has changed. I remember he had like 900,000 Instagram followers when I first did the drop, and now he's probably on like 4 or 5 million now. It's like he's huge. He's like I said, he's the face of the UFC now.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Do you want to get into a bit of this collab with Swap It?
Oh yeah, so like, I mean, it's as simple as this. Like, you know, I had the signing set up at the W Hotel in Sydney with Alex, and then I'd just previously gone to Swap It, I think a couple of weeks before, and they were going to do something with Alex that day at their shop. But then I was just thinking, it's like, why am I just getting these cards signed? You know, they were going to have Alex for like half an hour or something in the shop or whatever. And I was like, well, why am I getting these cards signed in a hotel room where it's just going to be me, maybe a photographer, his team, and Alex? Why don't I bring Alex, you know, to the shop for a longer time? So he's there, you know, for half an hour, 45 minutes signing my cards. And then he's there for an extended amount of time. So it was like Alex was gone to their shop anyway later, but it was only going to be a quick kind of like in and out type thing. So then he ended up staying for like a full hour or a little bit over an hour. And yeah, it just made a better day of it. I invited people, you know, people came down from my collectors club. They got to meet him for free. No one paid $1. Like everyone was able to meet him for free. Every single person you see there got the experience for free. Some people got some signed items. It was a great experience. And like for me, it's I feel like, and I did it with Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana. All-Star Weekend. Tyrese Halliburton was the biggest star on All-Star Weekend in Indiana in the NBA. And I did the same thing. I set up a signing session. It was actually at a restaurant in Indiana, the best restaurant in Indiana, as locals told me, and got a private room. I did a competition. I think there was at least 6 prize winners. They all got there. They got to go to the signing session, meet Tyrese, get something of their own thing signed. They brought in their own items. And I think those things, yeah, there it is there. I feel like these things need to be done. Like, you know, people collect these cards from like. Oh, hell yeah, you got one.
He's all over it. He's been killing it,
You're all over that point guard.
Yeah.
You're all over it.
I look like the biggest lemon here on double coverage, but Saucy's just
I got that one.
On the punch, mate. He's killing
Respect.
it with all the
just got it ready to go. So yeah, I thought that was cool, man. Like anytime you can get the hobby, like the actual collectors, the people that the lifeblood of this industry.
The box is elite too. That brings it to another level. Tyson.
I know the box. Yeah, it's like
I got a few people request to just buy the boxes on their own, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So I've had a lot of people want the boxes. I'll give it to the athletes, so they'll get a box. But like the one-of-ones go in the box, and any really high end ones, like some of the Curry launches and everything,
great idea.
They go in the box. Yeah, and I mean, I got inspired by like these watch brands. I feel like okay, you buy a watch that might be $5,000-$10,000, and you walk away, and you're like, oh my god, like look at this packaging and everything. It feels high end. It feels elite. And I'm like, well, cards should be the same. Like we're used to ripping cards out of this whatever it is, out plastic packaging that's worth less than a cent. And I was like, well, some of these cards are worth like having in a nice display. And now people could can open, like how Tyrese is holding it there. You can have that open on your office desk or something like that, and display the card like that. So I'm trying to. Yeah, you can set it like that. I mean, that's a conversation starter if you've got that in your office or studio or something. But for me, yeah, I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years with athletes directly. And like Saucy said before, like not like I'm getting bored, but it's just like I got to do something. I got to change it. I can't just do the same shit every year. So yeah.
I like that. You're trying to one up yourself. Like you're challenging yourself. Like I like that. It keeps you motivated. So not like you're not going to be motivated, but motivated to make your work even better. That's what makes the space better. You're not.
Yeah. No.
If you had to put into comparison, it's like you're an individual and you're an entrepreneur in the space, and you're trying to do what you can. Like that's different to the big companies, and you can see what happens with laziness when you look at the companies where they can put a printing machine on 24 hours a day and print cards. The quality goes down. Like there's no more effort, when you have no effort and you get bored of what you're doing because it's like printing money as a card company, the quality goes down. People complain. I know people still buy it because they've got no idea, but that's because the general population collect cards from companies. So obviously you're in a niche market, but you keep doing stuff like this, and whether it be just the Halliburton getting him to sign in Indiana for All-Star Weekend, just that as a story in itself is like
he had the craziest schedule. I heard his schedule.
Like you just think about that, and if I'm thinking about it, I'm going to myself, I kind of hope for collectors as well, like if they want more Halliburton and stuff, you would think that a card company would have the same thought process. The same as there has to be at least one person in the company that would have turned around and went, well, it's All-Star Weekend. It's in Indiana. The hottest player All-Star Weekend is Tyrese Halliburton because he's dominating this season.
Yeah.
If we need to get autos, maybe we should try and tee it up that weekend. We send the rep out. But I can guarantee 100%. I'm not going to say 100% because maybe it did happen, but I'll say 70% it didn't happen.
Oh, so props to you for, it didn't happen.
So props to you for actually thinking for that, of that. And then obviously creating something around it with the competition and getting people to meet him. And that he seems like a nice guy. So
yeah, you actually, one story he shared with me is, okay, so I mean, I assume I should be able to tell it, but it relates back to the hobby, so it makes sense for me to tell it. Is I asked him, like I asked anyone, like, you into cards? Like, do you collect? He's a big he collects jerseys. I don't know if you've seen. He has YouTube videos of his, like, he has a jersey wall, but he has just jerseys of play. Like people mock it because they're not like, it's not like LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan. It's like players he's played with it. It's stories for him, like relationships to him. But anyway, so he is a collector. He collects. I think he's big with WWE. I think there's like Spider-Man, Batman, or something. He collects stuff. But with the I asked him. I said, "Oh, are you into cars? Do you collect much cards?" And he said, "Oh, look, funny stories." He said, when he got money when the in-season tournament, they got the runners-up prize for losing to the Lakers. So he said he wanted to buy something because it was that was like money in the bank. You got a prize money, and he had two choice. It was either buy. It was like the logo man, one of one logo man or something. He was looking at buying. It was about $100,000 or something like that. It was one of the very best ones of his cards.
Okay, of himself. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, of himself, sorry. Or it was a Rolex. He ended up buying the Rolex. So, yeah. But it was cool that he was even thinking about like buying one of his cards. Because he was like, it's an investment. He's like, he thought like if I keep getting better and better and better, what could this thing be worth? But I mean, that would have been a great thing to buy. Yeah. Yeah, but that would have been great to buy, like when he was still at Sacramento, when he was still kind of like behind De'Aaron Fox, and he wasn't as big as he is now. But yeah, anyway,
yes, it would have been that would have been the prime time, ideally. But now that he's become an all-star, like his cards would have definitely gone up in a significant value from probably where he was before, because he's in the limelight. He's leading the team. He had a good season. Don't get me wrong. I made some money on Halliburton cards. I bought him a while ago, and in the off season, and I just he started playing well. And I'm not saying I'm not. I'm a Tyson Beck collector. That's why I got the Halliburton one.
Yeah, he's a nice guy as well, and I thought it was cool. Like a player gets like prize money for the in-season tournament, and he's contemplating like he's not going out to Vegas partying. He's not. Like, yes, he didn't purchase the car, but like, it was cool that he was tossing up between a watch, and he's big into watches. I think like he's into that stuff. So, and that's how we started talking.
Well, I hate these contracts, man. My whole wardrobe would be watches, bro. Like I'm crazy for them too. I wish.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm bad. Yeah. I don't have Rolexes, ladies and gentlemen listening. Just relax. Come on, man. I know you all think the podcast generates $500,000 a year. It doesn't, all right? Just relax. It's like half a cent, more like it. That's the way we do it on this show. So, just before I get to the next athlete, I just wanted to show the designs for the Ja Morant. Obviously, you mentioned before, these were lovely, lovely designs. They look so good.
Oh, thanks. Oh, we're going through all of them. You're just going one by one, all the drops.
Yeah, bloody oath, mate, because there's like the Halliburton, there could be a story behind anyone.
OBJ,
so obviously OBJ as well. I'm not sure if this was an in-person or you send someone out.
Send someone out to that one, yeah.
OBJ.
Yeah, I didn't meet. Yeah.
You then had Patrick Ewing.
He's a very hard guy to get to sign, yeah.
He is very hard to get to sign. Yes,
yeah,
he is.
Yeah. So I thought it was a great opportunity. To get Patrick to sign. Yeah.
Very nice. Whoop. Where am I going here? Tyreek Hill. Yep.
That one was great timing as well. He was like the hottest player in the league. So I don't know if you remember, like he was on pace to break the record for yards, but he just fell short.
I'm trying to find
so I picked that one up. Look, cool designs.
Oh, thank you. That's a little set that I've been doing. Most players that drop, they get this comic, which is like the planets and the space.
Yeah, this card's dope. This is probably one of my favorite cards.
Oh yeah, Dennis.
The Dennis Rodman one.
I didn't know you even had that card, Sauce.
Yeah, it's not auto.
Sauce is flying through here, by the way. He's on fire. He's
cheater. That was cool. That was at his own house. His mum was there. His family was there. His mum loved my voice. She asked me like twice to keep talking. She was like, just keep talking, and I was like, what? She even asked me to say her name because she wanted to hear. I don't know, just wanted to hear it in an Australian accent. So yeah, Americans love the Australian accent, which I always kind of find very weird. But I feel like we've got a pretty boring accent. But
I do too, to be honest. But funnily enough that you say that, when Manny from Too Thick Pod, he calls me sometimes, and I'm on the phone with him, and he's got me on loudspeaker, and his wife hears my voice, And she goes, "Oh, you're speaking to Dom again." And she's like, "Oh, that Australian accent is just the best. It's the best thing."
Yeah.
I just think to myself, like, it's pretty boring. It's better than an English accent, I'll tell you that much. But I reckon it's a bit weird. The worst is when you hear it come out a bit when you're in the States, and you're like, "Oh," because obviously when you speak amongst each other, you can't really tell. To be honest, you got to be around.
When you hear like an Aussie from the other side of the room, you hear an accent, like it sticks out like a sore thumb. Same as like a movie. There's like a movie comes on, an American movie, and there's an Australian in it. It's like you might not even know him. You're like, oh, that person's Aussie. Like
100%. It's hilarious.
But I mean, at least it's better than them not liking the way we talk. But it's still a weird experience for me, like because I don't know. It is weird someone coming up to you and just being like, oh, like I love your accent, or like it sounds great, and it's just like at home you just think I don't know, it's like a bogan. I don't know, it's just like
can I record your voice?
Yeah,
I want to listen. I want you to put me to sleep at night. I just want to listen to your voice, Tyson.
There you go.
That's it.
Dennis Rodman. That's a cool one, isn't it?
I'm trying to find if you have anything. I don't think you've got a photo of the card on here.
Of what, Dennis?
I'll bring Saucy up big. Put the Dennis Rodman up, Saucy. This design was sick. Oh yeah,
it's nice.
That was the first Rodman release. I've done a couple Rodmans. He's so popular. I couldn't believe. I didn't think he. I mean, I've made many mistakes. And you know, you make mistakes, you learn from it. But I remember the first release I did. He was the quickest guy to like ever sell out. I was like, what the hell? I only got like 130.
Him, of course. Did you go partying with him? I know you met him.
I didn't go I met him at 10 a.m. I was like 10 a.m. in Philadelphia. He wasn't in the mood to party.
Bullshit. He's always in the mood, isn't he? Oh, he's probably just rolled straight out of the club at 9:59 into wherever you needed to be.
I doubt it.
I don't know. He's with his missus. He was with his missus, so I don't know. Maybe that lifestyle's. Oh yeah, I reckon he's calmed down.
Yeah, that great man.
Yeah.
Look at his sonnies. I just love him. I actually love him.
I like his cat. Like I love
like
the not even like
it's not even tied.
It's not even tied on. Like just 45-degree angle. Yeah. I mean,
I'm surprised surprised you didn't ask him if you could do a Kim Jong-un collab over in North Korea. Fly you out.
Man, I've had mate, two people have reached out to me saying, "Hey, I'm trying to meet Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is. Can you get Dennis to link us up?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's not really."
You're gonna be the middleman.
Yeah, I was like, I know. Like, what a random thing, hey, to be asked.
That is random.
I'm just like, nah, not really.
My gosh.
Sorry.
Bloody hell, that's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting, to be honest.
But yeah, Dennis is super popular. Like, it just shows you that it's not all. I mean, not to say he wasn't the best player, but like, I mean, he was a great player. But it just shows you that like some play, and especially for a big guy, like I think he is one of the most sought after big guys of all time. And there's better big men, statistically, historically, that just there's absolutely zero interest for.
He's just popular. He's popular because
he's popular
being in them Chicago teams and
Jordan's teammate.
Exactly right.
And he's got that. He's an enigma. He's got that mythology behind him. You know, he's always like he was the party dude, but he was also a very weird.
Kind of like Mike Tyson of boxing, don't you think?
Yeah, like, he actually is. And then not for anything, The Last Dance, because it jumped in a bit more into that backstory on Rodman, and people got that insight from like a Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen point of view of what they had to deal with him as a teammate. I think that just his popularity went up again to like because people were just thinking to themselves, "Oh yeah, I remember it was nuts, but like this is insane." Because you see all the highlights of how good he was as a player. I know he couldn't shoot, but his hustle and his defense was unbelievable. Like. He's genuinely one of the best defenders probably to ever play the game. Rebounder, he's up there as well.
And you don't see players like him. You don't see players like him anymore. And I think that to me, that's what makes it special. Like, there's always that thing that comes up. There's like some game where he got like 0 points and 29 rebounds. It was something like that. Maybe not that exact, But it's like, when would you ever see a stat line of 0 points and 29 rebounds, like in this day and age? Like, you just wouldn't. Like, I love that. I love those things. Like, I love unique characters. And I mean, for me, that's a part of what I should be doing. I should be trying to focus on unique characters and, trying to
that's the thing in the hobby. Yeah, sometimes it's not always the best players that are the most popular. We've seen it that you get these obscure players that have like this crazy collector base, and you can find those players and you reach out to them and do drops with players like them, and then you reach out to those collectors that are fanatic for them.
Yeah, I remember when
they'll sell out quick. I mean, Rodman's one of them, obviously. Yeah, like people love collecting his stuff.
Yeah, I remember when like Caruso was on the Lakers. Like, I was just getting hit up by everyone to be like, dude, get a Caruso drop, sort of get a Caruso. Like, and it's like no one's asking for Anthony Davis, but everyone's asking for Caruso. Like, it's kind of crazy when you think of it like that.
You can get Bronny James now. Try and get Bronny.
No, he's on a Fanatics deal. He's got.
Oh, that's
exclusive, right. Fanatics. Be in trouble again.
Yeah.
Oh, we can get to that.
We know what happened last time.
He's Carmelo.
Yeah, that was cool. That was at his house as well. That's cool. It's always cool to kind of like, not to like.
Shit, that's his house? I thought it was like a.
Nah, he's got a beautiful home. He put it on YouTube recently. He put the whole house on YouTube. It's like a walkthrough. It's really nice. Okay. He's super into art. Every room has artwork from different artists, obviously. But his house was beautiful, honestly, and it's in a really nice area of New York. It's out of like the Times Square, kind of like the whole CBD, as we call it here. But yeah, Carmelo was a cool one to do. I grew up watching basketball in his era, so he was one of the legends in the era that you guys probably grew up following.
Yeah, love Carmelo Anthony. So no, very nice.
Yeah, and he was great. He's very intellectual person. Like, he's not he's different to a lot of the superstars and stuff. He's like a down to earth guy. He's chill. Not to say like I was surprised by that, but it's good to come across those people.
No, it's not this. It's not saying that athletes are dumb. It's just like a lot of them are into like fast cars and the high life, and they're not into art. And like some love reading, and like a good example of that is Andrew Luck. They used to play at the Indianapolis Colts. He
retired early.
Yeah, he retired early, but he was on a completely different wavelength to what his generation should have been, really, like the stereotype. He used to just read at night, and he was so different. He'd sit and watch lectures in his own time on things that interest him, on like science, and you go look him up. He's so fascinating. Like, he's just a fascinating character. So he sticks out in what the norm is for an athlete, which is like fast cars, going out, doing this, doing that. So yeah, that's where he just was a bit different. And it's good to hear like Carmelo's probably into that type of stuff too. And he's got a family as well. So, but it's interesting, and it's actually nice that they let you into their homes as well. And it's actually great.
I feel like that again. That's like another thing. Like, I've been told by multiple people, like even just like, well, not mentors, but just people that are trying to help my business out, and they're just sort of like, they look at the trading card market and the hobby and everything, and they go, no, like, you're not like a trading card manufacturer, like the other ones, like Upper Deck, Panini, Leaf, Tops. Like, you're basically what you are. You're a boutique. You're like a boutique brand, so a high-end boutique brand, and that's what you need to kind of like think of yourself as, and that's what you need to market yourself as. So you've got these, you got the trading card companies, and then you've got like a boutique, like a limited edition, like kind of boutique, high-end brand. And I was like, that's a kind of cool way to think of it. And like a part of that is, you're going into the players' homes, you're documenting the signings. You just don't see enough, like, not to say like the companies need to do it, but like there's just not enough like evidence, or like there's nothing out there like of like all this, like very minimal, the cards being signed and everything you see that's documented and anything. And a lot of them are mail-ins, so just mail to a hotel, the player will sign it. But on all mine are, I'm either there, or if I can't be there, I'll fly someone else there. Someone will be there. So it's not like a mail-in thing. So I think, the experience of like having people come to a signing session, like, I mean, if I was as big as some of these big companies, like imagine what I could do with the funds, like, you could get the biggest collectors, like, oh, okay, if you hold a 1/1 Ja Morant card, you're coming to this, like, or, whatever, like, or if you, whatever, you don't have to be a specific fan of that player, but there's opportunities where you could come, kind of, signings would be cool. Imagine going into the player's house, like, that'd be pretty wild, wouldn't it? Like, I mean, I would freak out, like, if I went into Kobe's house and signing session in Kobe's house, I'd be like, man, that would be the best day of my life. That'd be crazy if that ever happened. So, I mean, a big Melo fan, seeing their house, their family, like, his son was there. They were talking about Bluey. Somehow Bluey always gets brought up, I guess, being Australian.
It's like, massive over there. It's huge.
It's huge over there. It's the first thing that everyone brings up Bluey. They're like, oh, yeah, Bluey. It's like, yeah, Bluey's Australia. And they're like, oh, yeah.
It's next level over there. Like, they just love it. So it's good, man.
It's big here.
Big
Louis Tyson Beck collaboration paw print.
Yeah.
Hey, you facsimile. You can just print as many as you want, mate. Just sell to the moon.
Well,
that's what we've seen in the past.
I'll tell you something concerning. Go. Yeah.
Don't they release Santa Claus autos every year?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
We can do Bluey autos.
Well, the most concerning thing is there's some people in this hobby that actually think that's a real auto. So some of those facsimiles, Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. Well, I'm just
Oh, you're talking about them. All right, yeah.
So
the Santa Claus ones are real though. I tell my daughter it's real.
No, they're real.
So, yeah.
They just got to sign the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy. Like they got to get their act together, mate. Like they're a bit behind the 8 ball. So
they haven't got the complete set.
Speaking about going into athlete's home and documenting it, and obviously on your YouTube channel, you've got a couple of those.
Oh, got to update that one, don't I? Yeah, I got to get to more of them. It's just a tough thing to do. A lot of the Americans...
With one person, it is very, very difficult.
But also, like, the only people that... The thing with signing sessions is I don't like bringing in someone that I don't trust. I don't really know that well. So I know people in Australia. And it's like, it's smelled with, you kind of want someone that doesn't even know the NBA or don't know the athlete. They're just kind of there to do the job sort of thing. You don't want a fanboy or anything. And having those in Australia are great. But I kind of itch myself. I do want to get it over it because most of the signings I do in the US, but I haven't had a videographer to do them because I don't know. I just haven't felt confident. I haven't had that trust yet. But maybe one day. But I'll keep doing them in Australia when I can.
This is obviously when you met Dirk and Dirk signed.
Yeah, Dirk was like the best signer. He is amazing. He was awesome. We just sat there for over an hour chatting. And the cool thing about him is I would ask, like, I was like a kid in a candy store because like he was like my era of basketball and he was just chatting about it all. I was cool. I asked him so many questions I always wanted to ask, again, like always like related to Kobe just because I asked him like, questions about like that game where he outscored Dallas by himself. And he was just like, God, like his jaw to the floor. Like he couldn't believe what was going on that game. And I asked him and it's like, who's the best player you've ever like faced in your career? And he was just like, oh, Kobe. Like there's not even a question. Like Kobe is like the best player I've like ever come across. Like there's just no comparison. So like having him like, and then he went into a bit with like the LeBron and Wade coughing thing, like how they're kind of mocking him in the finals. Like I won't go into that, like what he said, because he probably won't want me repeating those things maybe, but like he was awesome. Like he was, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like I remember that when he beat that Miami team, like he was literally the world versus Miami. Everyone wanted, I mean, sorry, Doma, you are a Miami fan, but it literally was like, it was the world versus Miami. It was like, I had like friends I had like 20 people at my house watching that game 6, I think it was when they won. It was crazy. It was like, I think it was like Deshaun Stevenson, like hit like 7 threes that game or something, or 6 threes. And everyone was just going nuts at everything. It was like everyone's team won a championship that day. It was good. So for me, So for me, like Dirk's always been one of my favorites because of that championship. I don't know why. I think everyone just wanted us. Everyone loves seeing super teams fail. It wasn't specific to LeBron. It wasn't specific to Wade. everyone just loves to see super teams fail. And
if it had to be specified to one player on that big three, it was 100% on LeBron. Because it's just the way he went about everything on the decision and
not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6.
They just came out. They had like a Real Madrid Bernabeu unveiling of the team at the AA Arena. I don't know. That's when they did the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 thing. But it was like this whole big production around it, and then they walk away with 2. Obviously, Tim Duncan stopped them in the other one. Dirk stopped them in their first run at it, and all said and done, it is sport in the end of the day. But I love Dirk as well, so he's one of the best to ever lace him up. So
the interesting thing is, Dirk said they got lucky. He said that, you know what, if we face him any other year, we would have lost. He said 100%. The only reason
they had guys.
He said
like
the only reason they
stepped up in those series, and Jason.
Well, he said the only reason they won was Miami weren't kind of clicking. They were still kind of like, you know, is it Wade's team? Is it LeBron's team? They hadn't handed over the keys to LeBron officially at that point. And I think after the next season, they're kind of like, hey, LeBron, like, do your thing. Like, you're the Batman to, you know, of this team. And whereas I think that season they were just like, because Wade was an absolute monster like the season before going into LeBron coming. So it was kind of a bit like 1A, 1B, but then later than that, they were just like, no, you got to get the keys to. Yeah, they worked it out. But yeah, it was cool. And Dirk was awesome. And with those questions, you'd ask him a question and he'd really want to kind of answer it. And and I guess it was just him as a respectful person. He'd put down the card, put down the pen, he'd sit back in his chair and he'd look you in the eye and he'd answer the question. And then after he answered it, he'd pick back up the pen. Like, he's not just speeding through it. Like, it was great.
That's actually really good. It gives you that feeling of you're actually mates. Like that vibe.
Yeah.
It's laid back. It's like you're in the moment. That's really good. Yeah,
and he's just not trying to rush to get to the last card. He's not just trying to get to the end and walk out. Like, it's those small things that kind of make it more special to me.
Yeah, 100%. We've got a couple more, obviously, and then I want to keep a few to the end.
Okay.
A couple big ones. I know Sauce is excited on one of them. We haven't spoken about the great man just yet. But next one up, obviously, household name, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, that was done.
Doing his thing. He's since been traded. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was done in, I don't even know. It was in Melbourne. There you go. First comment we'll buy after that one went crazy. That sold out so quick. Josh was awesome. Signed him well. He was cool to chat to. He had his friend there, so we were just kind of chatting and stuff about everything. And yeah, obviously, like the stuff came out against his name a couple months after. I mean, I think that was a bit of a blow up personally. I mean, he all got cleared and everything, but he's still getting his name rubbed in dirt online and everything, which I feel sorry for. Like, you know, you think of the other, there's a lot of players that have done far worse than him, and he just got caught up in the wrong situation, in my opinion. But he got cleared as well, and people, it's the same. Like, you get cleared and people don't even care, you know. So it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to him. You know, I think it's great he got out of OKC. I don't know what the hell they were doing, putting him off the bench in the playoffs. Like, there was actually a stat that they were undefeated in the playoffs when he played over, say, 20 minutes, and they didn't win a game when he played under 20 minutes. Yet they kept on playing him under 20 minutes. Like, it was just crazy. Like, so, but I think it's great. The trade was great. Like, his time was done in OKC, and now he's in Chicago, a big market team. Like, Chicago, like, if you play well there in Chicago, Chicago will love you. Like, I think, I'm excited for him. I hope, you know, he should be walking to that starting spot. Kobe White's not even a point guard anyway. He's kind of more of a combo guard, shooting guard. He plays off the ball better. So I think it's going to work well. Giddey needs the ball in his hands. He's not off the ball. He doesn't play as well off the ball. So, and with SGA is obviously like, he is one of the best players in the league. So, like, Giddey's opportunity there is going to be always second seat. So, I'm excited for him. I'm not too sure how the Boomers will go. I don't know your thoughts, but Yeah.
Group of death, mate.
Mate, the group's ridiculous.
They might not win a game. But look, I'll support them. I want them to win, but 100%. It just doesn't look good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the luck of the draw, clearly, and it didn't go in our favor at all. So funny thing with Josh Giddey. I'm not sure if you saw the video. I think it was like yesterday, day before. Anyway, it happened this week. He was out with Nick Dacos from Collingwood.
Really? And he's friends with Tom Mitchell. So
they got Tom Mitchell, I think, posted it, and a lady stopped them and goes, "Oh, Nick, can I get a photo with you?" And she didn't know that it was Josh Giddey. So Josh Giddey ends up taking the photo of the lady with Nick Dacos. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
That's it.
It's actually
conspicuous.
Whose feed is that? I'll watch it after the interview.
I think it was
a story.
I think Tom Mitchell posted it. But if you type it on Google, type it in, it'll come up. It's so funny.
I'll watch it after. That's hilarious.
And then
they would have loved.
Yeah,
they would have loved it.
She's like, "See you, Nick." And he gives her the phone back. And he just turns around. He's laughing. And he just walks off. It's very funny. So it's a piss off. Next one up, obviously, you had a second release, different designs of the chef, and I love these cards too.
Yeah, curry ones always fly. It's always a great opportunity to It autographed them beautifully. And it was cool to kind of do. I wanted to do something different. So I got the younger Steph, the baby face assassin. Just wanted to mix it up, do something different, get the younger Steph in them. And I mean, I'm never going to turn down an opportunity to do more Steph cards. So it's what the people want. In my head, I'm like, I want to do like other greats, but like if I can, people keep wanting Steph and wanting different variations and different cool designs and everything, I'll keep doing as much as I can,
And then the last couple ones.
Mm-hmm.
This one here, we'll share this. I'll be honest with you. This is not to say the ones in the past are no good, mate, but the designs this year that you've done for the Star Powers in Team Coach are on point.
Oh, you're a fan?
Oh, yeah. These images, ladies and gentlemen,
they look a little nicer in hand.
They look way better. I actually bought a box collecting a set for my son, and the first packet I opened had a Luke Davies Uniac Star Powers in there. And when I saw it, I was like, what the hell? I actually thought it was like a higher...
Was it Silver Team or a Neon? Do you know?
It was just a normal Star Powers. The Silver Team, I can't remember who I got for that. I didn't get the team. I got Josh Rochelle.
Yeah. Oh, the teams are nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they look really good. So, yeah.
I appreciate that.
The Davies Uniac was good because, mate, when I go to the open training session, LDU is going to sign it. Don't worry. And I'm going to keep a spot there for Tyson Beck to sign as well when I see her. So, just for the personal collection.
He kicked a nice goal on the weekend, didn't he?
Kangas are back, mate.
Yeah, they're better than my Crows.
Kangas are back. No, we're going to celebrate something, North supporters. But that was obviously good work there with team.
Do you want to hear a funny story about the team coach stuff? I got fun. Well, it's a funny story. Is that my daughter goes to primary school now. She's in reception, so she's finally in school. And somehow, I don't know how it's happened, there's a group of boys that go up to her and she's like, I know, like, they just go like, are you, is Tyson your dad? Because of the surname. And she's like, yeah. And then they're like, oh, can he get us some Team Coach Gold trophy cards? And now it's like every day she's at school, they're like, you got the cards? Did your dad bring in the cards? And I say, I kind of feel bad for her because she is a little bit like, she's not too much of an outgoing, like she's a little bit shy, she's a bit like quite reserved, and she gets hounded by a group of guys. Like they come up to her and she's like, oh, like, did Dad give us the cards and everything like this? And it's like, oh God. And then she walked into like Osh the other day, and there was like, she overheard someone be like, oh, it's Tyson's daughter. It's just like, oh God, here we go. But it's kind of cool that like there's these kids. I don't know what they do. I guess they're into the footy cards. And somehow
you from the team coach.
You just got to tell your daughter. Tell your daughter, my dad will get you the cards, but you have to leave me alone until I finish grade 6. And when we go into high school, he might give you some gold trophy cards.
Yeah,
so just leave me alone for 7 years, and then he'll give you the cards.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I think she's getting a little bit scared about it some days. But yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Boys, if you're listening, which you're probably not, leave her alone. All right. So, Topps Project 70. No, I didn't pull them out. Well, that's pretty much what I collect. I think I've got every single one of those cards that you designed for Project 70 now.
Oh, awesome.
And of course, I've got the rarest of rare cards, mate. The Messi 101 GOAT card that's signed by you. I don't exactly agree with the inscription, but
Adelaide special.
Yeah, it is an Adelaide special. But you know, funnily enough, I would actually love Messi to sign that card if it ever did eventuate, and I did meet him, and I had to wear a Ronaldo top when I met him. I understand. I know I've said it 1,000 times, but no, seriously, it was sitting on I've just cleared my desk and stuff, but that actually sits on my desk. Funnily enough. So I've got a Ronaldo card usually, and I've got the Messi card with the inscription on it. So it's just like we always say, there's stories behind stuff in the hobby.
Yeah.
And there's a good story behind that card. Obviously, the connection with yourself and the show and with me and Saucy. And it's just like I look at it some days and I just laugh. Like I genuinely just laugh so much. And I go, that's actually a Ripper card. So that's a PC card for life. So I love it.
Yeah, and I think from memory, what did I do? I signed the card for you, and I didn't like the signature, so I pulled out another card, and I was like, "No, I'm signing it again." Was that?
You signed it in one color, and you're like, "No, I don't like this," and then you're like, "Oh, sign it in." You signed it in a blue.
Yeah, light blue or something. It looked better.
The light blue looks really good.
Yeah, I mean that's what collecting is about. It's all about stories. It's all about like. Yeah, I mean, that card might mean nothing to someone else, but like it's got a story to you, so it makes sense, you know?
Of course. And is there any of that collaboration stuff going to happen again? I know Topps is with Fanatics now. I don't know if they're going to be doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not too sure. Like, if they're going to do it, you know, I guess they don't have to use me. They can do it with other people. I mean, maybe they'll do them without me, which is fine. But I haven't heard anything. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like they were kind of like, obviously there was a few baseball ones, and then but once Fanatics gets the licensing, I mean, like an NBA one would just go crazy. Like I couldn't see them not doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Like
because I have obviously since they acquired Topps, I hadn't seen any of that type of stuff.
No.
So I don't know. Series, like a proper series.
Yeah. I mean, I started doing. Yeah, no. Like I started doing a Topps now. Like I did a couple CJ Strouts. So they were kind of like, you know, it was kind of like a mini series, I guess you'd call it. And then they got a few other artists to do it as well. Like they did it for LeBron's like a record setting, like when he broke the points record. And I did one for CJ Stroud when he won a playoff game and broke 4 touchdowns, broke a record or something. So I think they were doing it for moments, but not as in like a whole set, like a Project 70 or a Project 2020 or a Project 100 or, you know, one of those. So I don't know. Surely there's something in the future, but I'm definitely not aware of anything. But yeah.
Fair enough. Last two from me before we try and find out who's coming up next in the Tyson Beck Rolodex of athletes. Obviously, just want to touch on it because you had some really cool designs for it. But obviously, we had Tom Brady here at the start of. Was it the start of this year? It was January.
Yeah, it was January. Yeah. It was like Australia long day week. Day long weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Tom Brady stuff. There was a bit of stuff that happened behind the scenes there. which is fine. We don't need to get into any of that, but I'm just trying to get here's the designs you had, which I love them.
Oh, you're going to make me tear up that they didn't get signed.
Out of your control, great man.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an unfortunate situation. I mean, I've definitely been able to. It was like a situation where I felt like giving up. I mean, not everyone knows that the stuff I went through, what went on with it, but like, it definitely would have made 99 out of 100 people give up. Like the amount of money I lost and like just everything that, like, I was literally in tears on the day. I had to face all the people and everything, like, which was fine. Like, obviously people paid their money, they got their refund anyway and enjoyed the night for free, so they can't really complain. But yeah, it was just like a lot, like, to take in as one person. And I was just like, I went from like, nah, I want to give up, like, stuff this, like, I'm done. Like, and then the next day I think I put up an announcement, and like, I couldn't even, like, I expected, like, I don't know, a bit of a mixed response when I put up that announcement, but the announcement was overwhelming. Like, the amount of like positive comments, like, it really was quite, it honestly was a bit, it was a bit hard to read. Like, I was kind of a bit taken back, and I quickly went from wanting to give up to turning around and going, nah, like, I was just like locked in. I was like, nah, I'm going to use this now as motivation. Like, I got, you know, just to put it lightly, I got fucked over. So it's like, I'm going to use this as motivation to, you know, fuel me to keep going. And that was one of the reasons I was like, no, I'm going to do Steph again. Like, I'm going to get these big guys again. I'm going to try and do as good as I can do. And, you know, so, you know, I guess everything happens for a reason, and I believe that happened for a reason. Then now to kind of like it allowed me, it gave me the fire inside to kind of keep going, you know, where maybe things were going a bit too well, a bit too easy at that point, and, you know, I was like, coasting along, and I was like, nah, like, this is it. I got to get this fuel, and I got to do as, you know, good as I can do, and I'm not going to take shit from anyone now. Like, people have tried to shut down signings, I've got them signed, you know. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do that again. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, it's good. Well, lesson, you've taken something out of it. And giving up would have been probably the worst thing to happen for collectors, but even for yourself, because you do pride yourself on your work, and because of external factors and stuff and things out of your control, it would have been a terrible way for you to finish up making.
Yeah, and I think it was just like an emotion. It was an emotional reaction, like, you know, like anything. It's, I'm sure when an AFL player, an NBA player does their ACL, like, then the next day after, 100%. They probably just want to retire and give up. But then, like, a week later or whatever, you know, you reflect on things, and it was just in the moment. And I'm just happy I didn't go to social media and go crazy, or, like, you know, put crap up, like, you know.
You got to be composed in that situation. Yeah, obviously, mate. There's a lot of resilience in that and bounce back, which is great. Sauce and I can only imagine what you were going through, because we were actually getting messages that night on the spot, and Sauce and I actually called each other, and because we had heaps of people that we know that were there, and it was all the response from everyone that are our listeners were all in favor of yourself, exactly the same way, same thing as what you were saying the following day when you put something on social media. They're just like, we can't believe this happened to Tyson. This is ridiculous. And that's a credit to your work, because you've always fronted up and you've delivered. You know, you're not a flake. If you flake out in the past and you do that shit, then people then are going to be like, oh, we expected that to happen, blah, blah. But they know what you're like, and your work speaks for itself. So they were actually pretty shattered. They were upset at Fanatics and the organizers and everything that transpired there. So that's great that you bounced back, mate. So
and one of the coolest things is that I everyone that came up to my booth and asked, you know, for their card, like, I gave them an option. I said, look, you know, you can 100% be refunded. Obviously, you will be 100% refunded, and you enjoy the show, enjoy it. If you want a signed item of Tom Brady, you can take a jersey as a swap for a card. And in my opinion, not even my opinion, up online, the jerseys were selling for twice as much as my cards sold for, online, Fanatics, whatever, all the other sites. And only two people, only two, I think it was three. Only three people took the jersey option, and I walked away with that, and I was like, man, that's pretty damn cool. People were like, here's a Tom Brady, you bought a Tom Brady signed card, and then it's like, oh, sorry, he couldn't sign the cards. You can have a jersey signed that's potentially worth more. People were like, nah, I just wanted the card. I don't want the jersey. I thought that was pretty cool, because I walked away thinking, people, not to say I'm bigger than Tom Brady, obviously I'm not, but people wanted the card, the artwork and everything. They weren't interested in a Tom Brady signed jersey. For me, that was pretty cool, to get that. And I mean, obviously, I would have liked for people to take the jersey, because there would have been less refunds being given financially. But I still think it was a cool takeaway. It was like people really wanted the card. It's like, yeah, jersey, nah, no thanks. I wanted the card, But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
No, that's good.
Speaks to your work, mate. That everyone.
Yeah, it was cool.
Said, Tyson Beck, pick up a few.
Hell yeah,
different guys that you got.
And I also think it's Australia. I think it's something to do about Australia is a beautiful country. We are living in the best country in the world. There's no doubt about it. Honestly, not to say other countries aren't any good, but man, people are really people are down to earth here. There is just no it's really cool. This community here, it's really special. People are really we went out and had drinks for 3 hours after the event, and it was probably 30 people there. We're just chatting around. There was even a couple of AFL players there. They came up after they drank. They just imagine an NBA or NFL player just coming up and drinking in a sports bar with 30 other random people. They wouldn't do it. It was just cool to get some AFL players up there drinking, just chatting with people. It was a cool experience, and everyone was able to kind of digest on what happened and whatever. But it feels so in the past now. It's that was probably the worst day of my life, and if that stays the worst day of my life, I'm doing pretty good.
That's it, right? Lovely. And obviously the last one, this is on a very high note, because the great man Sauce, he's probably it is his favorite athlete. It's his favorite.
Oh, what's this?
And it was.
Oh, really?
The Volk. Yeah, it's Saucy's favorite athlete. He loves this guy.
Look, they're still in the package.
No. What do you mean? You haven't opened it?
No, it's still sitting in the package. I just haven't opened it.
Yeah, you're crazy.
So you just,
imagine if the order's stuffed up.
Live on air. Oh, I'll put you under pressure, Tyson.
Oh, this is not. Nah. I mean, that was.
Could be, good thing it's
pre-recorded. Be sweet. It's from 4 or 5 months ago. I'm surprised you've got the, I don't know, ability to just sit it in a package. Mail day for me. I'm opening it straight away.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna redact Saucy's favorite athlete part, because I'm surprised he hasn't opened it as well. To be honest,
I didn't know it was your favorite athlete.
They loves him. We'll make him big, because there's only two in
Volk
there.
Volk was an absolute legend.
Oh, he would be.
Oh, that's the best one of it. Those ones are the best. I mean, just sorting through feedback, that's the one that people liked.
Number 225.
What number did you get?
No, I got number 11 of 25.
Nice. No jersey numbers for the USC guys kind of makes it tough, doesn't it?
There we go. Got this one too. 11 of 29.
No, is that a nice auto for Volk? If you're is that kind of, does he usually sign like that? I'm not across it as much as you.
Yeah, these ones there where he's got a bit more there's a bit more going on in the middle part of his auto, because sometimes he can this one here
squiggle,
just squiggle through that middle part.
Yeah.
So, but
he seems to be a pretty consistent signer, right? It's the same. It's like a auto pen. It seems to be pretty much.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is probably better than both of those. This is number 25 as well.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, he does that little dot at the end of it.
Yeah. And then I got one more.
Oh, you went crazy. You got 4.
Yeah, he loves him.
Jesus.
This is my favorite
Thank
one.
you.
There you go. It's the artist inscription, number 1 of 10.
Oh, you got the inscription. Nice. Yeah. Oh, 1 of 10. There you go.
Number
Hell
1
yeah.
of 10.
So sometimes I do. Okay, so there's been a lot, some questions about the inscriptions. Most of the time I do athlete inscriptions, but it's not a rainbow, but it looks bloody good to me.
Oh, he's punching on with Dan the Card Man to try and.
I did put the bounty out, like, to say in the Discord if anyone got the 1 of 1 to reach out to me if they wanted to sell it, but no one reached out to me. So.
No one reached out. Yeah, I think there was 1 of 1 of each design. Actually, funny thing is, yeah, that's it. I mean, Volk wanted to keep the 1 of 1s, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. Sorry, you can keep any of the others, but not the 1 of 1s. I'm trying to sell those.
And you were saying on the inscription, sorry.
Yeah, so on the inscriptions, I think I can't remember what it was, but like there was a bit of chatter where it's like, I don't know, my handwriting or stuff, like maybe on the orders and stuff like that. People are like, oh, you got nice handwriting. I'd rather your inscription than the athlete's inscription, because a lot of times you see athlete inscriptions and it kind of looks like it's like, I don't know, like a year 4, like writing like pretty poorly. Like, you know, not all of them, but some of them are like that. Like I think Tyson Fury's they're a bit like, you know, it's not great, like handwriting sort of thing. It's not messy, but it's just like very like, it's kind of like childlike writing. So you know, I mean, I don't know. That's
I'll make sure I tell him that if I ever meet him.
No, please don't. I'm only saying that because you had the photo up of the big dosser before, and it's just in my head. But yeah, so I started going. Yeah, so some of them I do artist inscription autos because I don't know, people like my handwriting. So I think the first one I did was Steph, who was like a moment one of when he did the he got like the 2974, the record, and I think I wrote it like history was made in MSG, and I signed that. That was a cool one, and I gave the 30 for 30 of that one to Steph personally in person. I gave it to him. I mean, he looked at it and he liked it, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, but I thought that was cool. Like something that he signed, giving back to him, I felt was a bit weird, but something that I've inscribed as the artist giving back to him, it kind of makes more sense. So
cool.
Yeah, so it's just something different, but I haven't really done many of them, not too many. They are pretty out of the ordinary to do.
I'm trying to see if that curry card that you just mentioned.
I don't know.
It is something different.
Yeah, it's probably not on.
No,
it's probably not
just
on the
IG. That just you know, I think that just typifies there that situation there, what you were able to do, and we speak to this when they have these conversations with you, you know, if you can do something like that, you know, have a card ready for when, you know, he breaks that record, thinking that far in advance when you've done the previous signing previously to get those signed, and then have a drop ready to release.
On card.
On card auto, right?
Yeah.
And you can make it happen. Why the hell, you know, these big companies that make way more money than you do, like, why can't they make some of this stuff happen? It just, like, it frustrates. It becomes frustrating to someone who you want to collect quality stuff. And for me, like, really nothing beats like an on card auto. Like, I just personally in the hobby, I think that's where I've gravitated towards. Sometimes I settle for a nice sticker auto just because, you know, you may not have many other options, or the price point may not be feasible for some of the cards. But for even like players like Steph, you've even made that, you know, if you're able to obviously get it before it goes on eBay and people try to flog it off for more, you know, you get the first drop. It is like you know, it's a good price, you know, for what Steph's autos do sell for. So yeah, like, I mean, the UFC is some of the greatest value. I mean, obviously there's not as a high demand for the UFC, but you know, that's been really good.
Yeah, the UFC ones I try and release it at like, well, I have to release it at a cheaper price point, because it just seems like that's where the market is. But even like the Pereira stuff flew, which probably means that I probably underpriced it. But it is what it is. But again, like with you were saying, sneaky little, not announcement, but like sneaky little, I guess, info is like I had a Pereira sign 3 division champ cards. Like, so it's like, okay, if he goes up to heavyweight and wins, I've got those cards ready to rock and roll and put out. And if he doesn't, oh well, I'll throw him in the bin, cut him up, throw him in the bin. It's worth the risk, isn't it? There's no other people thinking like that, and I just don't understand. Like, why not? Like, yeah, you could get a sticker auto, get some stickers and chuck it on, but nah. Imagine that, like, he beats John Jones and that card's just gone live, like, straight when he knocks him out, on card, ready to ship out days later. Like, that'd be pretty cool. But he's got to do it now. Saucy looks pretty impressed.
I am because like that's it's thinking one step ahead, one move ahead. You're out here playing chess and they're still playing checkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean that one's a little ambitious, but like he might get it right.
Well, Sauce and I actually were watching the Prasaka fight together, and once he knocked him out, we're just sitting there and just talking about hypothetical situations, and obviously Duplessis has to fight Adesanya.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce and I were like, we hope Adesanya wins that, and then he goes and fights Adesanya again, but for the belt, and he takes the belt from Adesanya, and then goes up to heavyweight and beats Jones for the belt, and he has all 3 titles.
It'd be tough to go down, then go up.
But imagine that we just like was just like hypothetical, and we just said if that was to actually happen, you can argue. I know there's been a lot of fights. You can argue he's the best ever if that happens.
He said he doesn't want to fight him again. He has come.
Izzy won't fight it. Nah. He would lose.
Oh, now he would.
Yeah.
Again.
Pereira would. Yeah.
Man, he's unbelievable. Saucy's been all over him from the get-go. So yeah. And he's keeps drops little hints on the podcast as to why he's going to become even better, and he could go down as maybe the best ever. He's dropped some hints, but people need to just pick up on those hints. On people that are in his training camp and stuff like that.
So I got his on card autos from Tyson, rookie cards.
Oh yeah, so, I don't think he's done it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he's done any really on cards with the.
I haven't seen anything. Not for Pereira.
USC's so sticker based, isn't it? With USC, is that right?
Like, except for like their national treasures stuff.
Which is
Which is, but even that can have stickers on it.
They used to be on card only. That product back in the day.
They're arguably the easiest athletes to get to sign, because I'm pretty sure on Fight Week haven't we all seen those videos where they're at the fight night or the day before the fight night, they're sitting there signing the posters. They're signing all the posters. Like there's those like ones with Connor like doing these signatures. But that's a part of like their deal with like fighting. You got to sign like all the events. The UFC event stuff. So, the posters or the memorabilia associated with, say, UFC 304 or whatever it is. So you assume cards could just get thrown into that, you would assume, but I guess it doesn't. But I don't know. It seems like Dana White and Michael Rubin's starting to have like a relationship or something. They're doing breaks with each other. They're doing stuff online. So I don't know. I would assume he would maybe once Tops takes over the UFC, which they are now, right? I assume on cards will. Yeah, maybe the access will be a little bit better for Tops and Fanatics, but we'll see.
We hope so.
Well, yeah, I think so.
We'll see. We definitely will.
Yeah, I think it'll have to be. Yeah.
So what's next outside of the sets? You mentioned at the top of the show. So if people have got to this point, they've forgotten what we discussed about at the top of the show. Tyson's looking at creating sets now with athletes and getting orders of athletes that haven't signed with him before. Are we going to get any hints so we can like? You said NFL. You said NFL.
All retired guys. Yeah. So there's going to be about 7 NFL players across 2 sets. So they're all retired guys. Some are huge names, and then some are smaller names. I mean, there's probably I'd probably say, if you want to get a clue, there's probably 2 of the greatest running backs ever in it, if that helps.
Deion Sanders. Oh no, was he a running back?
Barry Sanders.
The Barry Sanders. Now Deion Sanders was a safety, wasn't he? Where did Deion Sanders play?
It's definitely it's not Deion Sanders anyway. But it's yeah. So there's some high tier retired guys, and as Saucy was saying, I don't think it was pre-show or whatever. The like NFL legends, like their stuff like is quite popular. It does well. So want to get into that market because mainly the NFL players I've done have been current guys. So. And with the NBA, yeah, just looking at like just Hall of Famers. So just a bunch of signed up a bunch of Hall of Famers,
Nice.
about 10 of them. They're just retired guys trying and get this stuff out during the off season because there's not much going on. Obviously, like this is this weird period. Like I know we've got the Olympics coming up, but like between like July and like September, there's really not much going on in the US sports. You know. NFL's not on, NHL's not on, NBA's not on. It's like baseball, but I don't really follow baseball or anything. So, so I thought this like 4 or 5 month window would be good to get some legends in, and then maybe in the off season, I've been really trying to get Anthony Edwards. I'm hoping to get him one day. I don't have him signed. But I really want him. I feel like he's going to be the face of the league at some point. So I've been trying to get him for years. So like, I assume his price is just way higher than it was in previous years. But I'd love to get Anthony Edwards. I think he's just a cool guy. Like I like his swag. I just like his mentality. Sure. Yeah, and I just like I saw him today. They asked him like, he's like, who's the number 1 guy in the Team USA team? He said, I am. Like, so what do you mean? I am. I love that. I love the confidence. I mean, call it cocky, whatever, but I mean, actually, when you actually look at it, arguably he might be right because a lot of these guys are older, like Durant, LeBron, Curry. Like, I don't know, like you're not talking about all time. It's like right now, like he's up there as he's debatable as the best, player right now, like absolutely right now. Like, who's the other guy on the team? Like Jason Tatum. Well, people seem to not even like him. So, yeah, I mean, he might be up there, but currently he's not starting. He didn't start today, so but he did top score off the bench, so he's got that going for him.
Exhibition games, man. When it counts, he'll be there.
Yeah, but it was against Canada though, so I reckon that's a little bit more than an exhibition game. You wouldn't want to lose against Canada, so. But I'm super excited to watch that. Like, it's not about being the best player on the team anyway. Like, it's it's about winning gold anyway. So
100%. Any fighters
for the US anyway?
Yeah.
Any more fighters on the cards for Saucy? Any UFC?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me. What's worth getting?
Sugar Sean O'Malley. I don't know.
I haven't got any sorted. No. So it was someone.
John Jones.
I had a chance with John Jones. I didn't do it. But I was hoping Pereira was meant to be fighting in August, but obviously that changed. He was meant to come to Perth and fight. So that was the whole plan. And I was going to get I was in the process of getting Izzy and Pereira dual cards done for Perth in because they don't really sign. I don't think there's a dual card of them, especially on card. No way. I thought those would go crazy. Have a rival set, start like a rival series and have that as the first one. I don't know who else I could get after that, but I guess I'd just go from there.
You can get maybe Evander Holyfield and do a Tyson Evander Holyfield duel.
Yeah, I mean, could get Larry Bird and Magic Johnson easy. That's an easy one to get done. But again, like I thought that would be a cool one. Like 2 people that don't like each other signing on the wrong card. That'd be cool. In my opinion, that'd be pretty cool. Now I don't think he's going to come down for Perth. Now that he obviously took that fight and jumped in, but yeah, no, nothing in the pipeline. But I don't know. Let me know. Like UFC's tough. Like I don't really hear about like the young guys, the rookies coming up. It's like, yeah, it's kind of to me, it's about the vets, isn't it? Like it's just they're the ones in the main cards. Like I don't know. I guess I don't.
The champs and the vets.
Yeah, I don't really follow it. I don't follow it close. I don't follow closely enough to be like, like I don't know the next guy up. Like,
Yeah. Soccer.
Yeah, we get what we're saying.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying so hard. Like I need to get a soccer. Like
Zlatan, go to Zlatan first. Don't worry about Messi.
I hate his auto. I can't do. Have you seen his auto? It's filthy.
Yeah, I have.
It's filthy. Like it's so bad. I can't justify. Like I don't know. I'd rather just base cards with no autos. Like honestly, I feel like the auto just kind of ruins it. But I don't know. There's a. I want to get as big as soccer player. I mean, I've been trying to get Messi. I'd love to do Ronaldo. There's been a few I've had the opportunity of, but I really want to kind of do the biggest as I can for a soccer to start with. But that's my number one priority. That and like I'm still trying to get a tennis player. Just trying to do a different. So trying to get soccer and tennis. I've been trying for months and months and months.
Imagine you got like a Rafa and Alcaraz.
That'd be nice. I mean, yeah, I think that definitely was. Yeah, that would be cool. Rafa has been signing quite a bit lately.
You can do a Kyrgios and Djokovic. They're best buddies now. So.
Yeah, I'd like to do a Djokovic. That's what that's my number one that I'm trying to do. Just because there's not much of him out there. There's a lot of Rafa recently. And I mean, the idea was like trying to get a Djokovic. I don't know what he's like now. Like trying to get a Djokovic and then launch it when he breaks the record. So I think he's tied with Margaret Court. Is that right? Or I think he is.
Good question.
I think he's tied. So like to get the record as the most Grand Slams like total, like that would be cool to like drop it then. But I don't know. I'll keep. Maybe also open next year or something.
Yeah.
What's that?
Keep hounding him.
Oh yeah, I haven't reached out to him personally, but
no, that's good. No, there's some good ideas. Obviously, we're looking forward to what's to come next, and I'm assuming because you are pretty organized, you've got a lot of signatures already sorted. I'm assuming. For your upcoming stuff, no, are you going to travel again?
Yeah, I go travel. Yeah, I just designed all the cards, so I got nothing. I'm stripped dry. I've got nothing here. Like the site's bare. It's pretty boring. I got to get some more inventory in and sort it out. But what's with you guys? What's coming up for you guys? What have you got planned for the next? If you got anything sorted, or you just are you not doing anything with the upcoming hobby hangout because you kind of like half missed the current one? The one that's
there's scheduled to be another one later in the year. I think
November.
Oh,
And how did that one go? Because they went from, it seemed like they were going from 2 a year to then 1 a year. Like it seems like to do the first one this late in the year. Was it big? Like was it like previous Melbourne hobby hangouts, or because I wasn't there?
Yeah, well, look, a lot of the dealers that set up said, they were busy. They had a lot of people through. I think there was 930 people in total through the doors. I think nearly 1,000 people, which is pretty decent.
That's a good
it's pretty decent. I mean, it did get busy in there, people said. So, I mean, I was only there for like the first 45 minutes, hour of the show, and then I had to leave, unfortunately. But a lot of the people that we spoke to said that, they had good shows and there was plenty of people buying cards and stuff. So, there must have been a success. So they've announced another one later in the year. So we'll be doing a lot more there, hopefully, later this year. We just have to see around the time when it is and how it goes.
No one's booked any functions in or something. So
it's in November, right?
I was going to say, okay.
There's something in November that is happening for me. Could be busy. I don't know.
See what happens.
Yeah. No promises. No promises.
Apart from that, we sat down, obviously, start of the year, and we just wanted to try and get a few people on the show, you being one of them. So we've ticked that off source. It took us half a year, but we've got our first guest for the year, which is nice. But
oh, wow, really? More round table. We've got to get another round table going. I enjoy watching that. What are you guys doing? You guys are falling off. You can't organize a round table.
Oh, no, we can organize it. We just haven't put it out there. We haven't put a feeler out there at the moment. I gotta go talk to Grifty. Dan's easy to get.
Dan's always on the
Dan's the easy one to get.
Other famous guests that we can't get on.
What I would like you guys to do would be doing like a real life, like doing it in person, because I feel like, yes, you're talking through a screen and everything, but I reckon it would be so much better in person. You just get a better feel, a better conversation, like a better grasp on things. I think it would be cool if you able to kind of, I don't know, tee it up somehow to kind of get it in person done.
There are some possibilities where that could happen, like my garage, my situation at home, like there's a space in my garage that we can probably have something like that set up. It's been out of action for the last few years because of like it was a storage for some stuff. So like that's opened up. I've got it's like my little man cave in there. So there is room. There is room for a setup there. And Sauce and I have spoken about it in the past, earlier this year. Obviously, that's gone a bit cold till you brought it up, but it's something that it might be that we can do a couple shows. Probably maybe one a month. I know Saucy's going to be a bit closer to me as well. Soon in terms of like we're going to be living even we live close to each other now anyway, but we're going to be closer again. So it could be things working in the favor of people that listen to the show and watch the show. So
nice. Yeah, it's just different dynamic getting it in person. I reckon it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
The other thing too is, which is good for watchers, if we're doing stuff in person, then there's just a tendency for us to do stupid shit, which is going to be entertaining to all of you. That's just the way that we are. We just do dumb things when we're together. So
that's true.
There's a tendency to say more stupid things when we're together as well. So
it
could get out of control.
You'll be breaking some Baywatch cards or whatever Saucy brings in.
Saucy just have a case of Playboy.
The Playboy.
The Playboy, not Baywatch.
Yeah.
Was it Baywatch or not?
I've ripped Baywatch on the show before. I have. I ripped Baywatch. We hit the Hoff card. We're happy with that. That's a win. So,
that's funny.
Apart from that, the other thing is we want to try and get an athlete at some stage on the show because we're sport as well as cards. So it'd be good to get an athlete on and have a chat.
Well, like an AFL player or something, or
could be anything. AFL could be it could be an athlete that's trying to make it to the Olympics. It could be anything. Really. Just a bit. We obviously try and keep it around the sports that we're that we cover on the show. So it's aligned with our podcast, but that's there's a few things for us, but mainly it's all about you, mate. So don't worry about us. We'll still be here.
Well, that's it.
We might have one extra sub in a year's time from what we have today, but we'll probably still be here. So
that's
all that matters, isn't it?
It's going to get to it's going to get to the point where a few things where we've tried out, like in the past, we're going to come on, and depending on the landscape of what the world's like in a year's time, I'm telling you, we could just do a podcast where we talk about anything. And that's when it could get out of control, and we'll be on Rumble, 100% on Rumble.
Just don't get into politics.
Rumble exclusive.
It could anything. It could be uncensored. Like who knows? It has been on the cards. It's probably something we probably should have done during COVID. It would have been hilarious.
Or just with a different name, like just under a different name and everything, or
we just call it double coverage uncensored, and then you got to pay $100 a month.
Patreon.
Yeah.
And then we just don't put any content on there, like every other person that does that.
Yeah, you get the YouTube video a day early, 24 hours or something before everyone else.
The way we do things 20 minutes before everyone else.
Oh, that's good.
20-minute delay. That's funny.
That's a Juanito type maneuver right there.
Well, we might. Hey, that could be something. I don't know. It could be our next series where we actually go and try and find him.
Yeah, I mean, it's been too quiet. Something's going on.
We just call it double coverage. Catch me if you can, and see if we can catch him. I'll tell you what. If we get him on the show before Ravel,
we've actually got a higher chance. To get him on the show because we do know a few people that may have contacts with him that could reach out. So I don't know if he'd actually come on the show.
Could do a tell-all. It could be a tell-all interview. We'd have to be on a VPN because according to Ravel, the cops would just be monitoring our IP addresses. So, just trying to pinpoint his location. They're bouncing everyone cell towers. But yeah, that whole situation in itself is absolutely mental. But we've said it, not to say what old Juanito did was the greatest thing on the planet, but as Saucy and I have said multiple times on this show, he was the scapegoat because he's not in the States. So he was the easy target. He had the biggest account. He was seen with celebrities. Well, not really seen. The faceless person. You can use him as a scapegoat compared
to
the
voice.
The voice compared to maybe 5 to 10 people that are in our face every single day that are potentially not doing the same thing as him, but are caught up in activities that are not exactly legal. But try and push the information on someone else to try and get yourself wipe your slate clean. So, yeah, there's a few people I think that have some dirty hands, but it is what it is. That's every industry, I guess.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Can't do anything about it.
Yep.
And he's not the first, and he won't be the last person.
Well, we just saw Dallas. Someone stole all $2 million worth of cards at the Dallas card show.
That's crazy, yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
That's crazy.
He's not the first, and he's not going to be the last. I saw the picture of the person. I don't know if that came out yesterday.
Nah,
if you're listening to
I didn't see.
I was hoping. I was hoping that the picture was Wani. I was hoping. But it wasn't. All right. So I was hoping it was going to be Juan in a Waldo t-shirt. He's been listening to our podcast, The Round Table.
So what's the plan? Someone like that, would they steal them? Like, I mean, I don't really understand.
You would have to steal
them. Would they crack them and resubmit them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But you wouldn't be able to resubmit them all at once because some of them are pretty rare vintage cards. So you'd have to
those cards would be flagged. Yeah,
slow drip them through and then rinse them and sell them again.
Talking about, mate, people wouldn't be able to pick it up. You just crack them all, get some Kurt's card care, you clean them all up. No one's going to be able to tell jack shit. You just resub them all, different serial codes.
It's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
As crazy as it sounds, and it's actually the most wrong thing you can possibly do. But if you had half a brain, the person that stole the cards, that's what you'd actually do. It's undetectable. PSA, BGS, whoever the hell you want to use, they wouldn't have a clue. And then if you want to be the con artist and then sell them on eBay, no one's going to ever know because then once it gets reslabbed, it's got a completely different identification code and it's untraceable.
Yeah, you'd be crazy to sell it, try and sell it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That
as they are now. I assume they'd just get deregistered or something, wouldn't they? Or currently? What don't they decertify or whatever they call it? Decertify stolen.
Yeah, they'd be flagged. All those codes would be flagged. The person, you'd assume the person that had that collection has individual photos of those cards. So
but they're not numbered. They're honestly, they're just base cards. I know they're worth a lot, but when they're not numbered, that's the problem with non-numbered cards. I feel like every card should be numbered. If there were numbered cards, they couldn't they couldn't grade them. They couldn't get them into another side because they'd be like, oh, that's the 88 of 400 Mickey Mantle. We know that's stolen, but because they're non-numbered cards, I assume they're all non-numbered. I think they were.
The Mantles
vintage stuff.
A lot of them were just vintage.
Yeah, the vintage. They're not
Billy Mays in there. They've got no serial numbers on them. So
and I mean that then allows you the opportunity to kind of get creative and do that stuff. But yeah, I mean it absolutely sucks to see. I can't imagine what that person's feeling. I don't know if it was a bunch of people's cards or one person's card. one person's cards. Sorry. But I can't imagine how they're feeling. You wouldn't go into that show thinking it would be stolen. But then again, like if you got $2 million worth of assets anywhere, like I mean, I'd be hiring a security team to be standing at the table. Like I'd be doing something with like that much money. That's crazy amount of money to, I don't know. That's how that can be done.
That was the one thing the Dallas card show that Source and I spoke to on the show during the week that the National do a bit different. They've got vaults at night that are like bolted pretty much to the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like heavy duty vaults that you just lock your cards in overnight. So there's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they got that set up at Dallas. It's not National spec. They haven't got the funds like the National. It'd be as easy as like at the National, you have your cards in that vault the whole day. And if someone comes and goes, I really want some high-end cards, you can pull them out on the spot and be like, at least you got your eyes on them. You got your mates there, whoever's in your booth, and you're like, this is what I've got. Are you interested? If not, you put it back in the vault, shut it down, and that's it. But I think the way Dallas is set up, obviously they don't have that type of stuff. Besides the point, it shouldn't be happening full stop.
No.
We've mentioned it happens here. It happens here at our shows, mate. It does, and it's terrible. Whether it be $2.1 million of sports cards at Dallas or a box of Pokemon cards at a local thing. It's the same thing. I know we're talking about different quantities in terms of dollar value, but it's just the principle of stealing shit. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it happened here. It's happened here too.
It's happened to people that we know. So
it's
ridiculous.
It's awful. Yeah, especially like when you factor in who you're stealing from. You're not stealing from massive. Not to say that it's you're not stealing from Woolworths or Coles or stuff like that. Like, not to say that they deserve to have their stuff stolen from, but like going out to a table, like potentially just a home business or maybe just someone's like passion or like side hustle to steal from that's pretty low in my opinion. Like
That's shit house. It's absolutely terrible. But well, anyway, we look forward to what's next for you. We're going to end on a positive note. And that is Tyson Beck, and that is all your body of work, and it's been amazing. We want to see you keep kicking more and more goals. Soccer, AFL. That's what I forgot to ask you on Team Coach. I forgot to ask, how long was that contract for? I know you mentioned on a previous show that we did.
I think it's couple of seasons left, maybe 2 seasons left.
Yeah, that's good.
I reckon. So they said they just got me started working on the next one now. So we're just working on the next. It will just be the same. It'll be Star Power. I'll do the Star Powers and then the Trophy Wild cards, which I think are like the rarest cards in the set, which is cool to kind of do those. Yeah, and 100%. They're the ones that the kids at school want because they're probably worth a lot. Like, especially for kids, some of them are worth like $400-500. So, so I'm doing that this season, and I think it's next season might be the last one. But yeah, I'm enjoying working with Team Coach. It's kind of cool to have like a product out there that's like easily available. Like, you can go into most news agencies, like some servos, supermarkets, whatever.
Yeah, heaps of places.
$3 a pack, I think it is. Like, they really haven't upped it with inflation. Like, it's a cheap get, and it's a fun rip. And it's kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, you need kids, you need the younger generation into collecting, especially sports. I know they're big into TCG, like Pokemon still, but you need them into sports, like, and a lot of the cards, and including my own, like, I just can't release them at kids' price points. My own drops, I financially just couldn't do it. You need them collecting stuff. So, because they're, hopefully, when they're 30-40 years old or something, they're going to be like us. They're going to be like right in the hobby, with them, having a lot of their life surrounded by it. So yeah, I think it's great, and yeah, I'm enjoying working with them.
Oh, awesome. That's great. I'm glad you got 2 more years, and then once it ends, I'll sign you up again. So there's no stress on that. And Team Coach, honestly, is a fun rip, and I can see the appeal. Like I said, I ripped the box, trying to make a base set. That's my only criticism of it. I didn't get a base set out of a box, like a sealed box, which I was like shattered about. It is what it is. But in terms of every packet that you open, it feels like if you're a kid opening that, it's like a hit all the time. So you're guaranteed like a silver in there, a gold, or like a silver in a star power, a silver in like their holograph oddbods card. So you get heaps in it. So I know Select do it a bit differently because they've got autos and redemptions in their product. So obviously the way that the packs
Team Coach can't get
like
autos.
You don't get any full base packs in Team Coach, where in Select you open a pack and it's just all base. You like there's always something else in there, which is great. I tell you what, I filled up the folder. I just put all the inserts in there. It is thick as anything. I'm going to do a bit of a preview on the show and show everything that you get coming up in the next few weeks. So, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm glad that you're a part of that, mate. That's for sure. So
no, thank you, and thank you to the both of you. You know, your support does mean a lot to me, and I love what you guys do. There needs to be more. There are other podcasts, Australian podcasts, but there's not many. I probably could count them on one hand. So it's cool, and I respect. I would think we joked about it before, but I respect anyone that kind of like, they were here during the bubble. The bubble kind of not burst, but like things are not crazy like it was in 2020 and 2021. A lot of people ventured out or didn't think it was worth their time anymore. But I feel like the true ones, like the real ones, really stuck around. So anyone that's still grinding at it, a part of the hobby now, that they get my respect because they weren't just in it for a quick flip and in and out, jump onto the next thing. If it was whatever the new hot craze is, I don't even know what it is now. I don't even think there is anything hot and crazy right now. But yeah, respect to you guys to still going at it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, and keep doing what you're doing. We love everything that you do, and I think you're the most podcasted special guest, I think, on our show as well. I think you've done 4 episodes with us now. I think this is the 4th one, and then you've jumped on some of our live shows as well in the Hobby Talk segment. So I think
when I can get around
show, I think about 7 times now in total.
Wow.
I think you've got obviously your standalone 4 episodes. And then I think you've been on 3 other times. So thank you for your time, and really do appreciate you. So accessible and easy to work with, and we understand like when you're busy, you might say to us, just for people listening, the way Tyson works with us, he might be busy and he says, listen boys, I'm busy for the whole month, but make sure you send me a text message like on the last day of the month that he's busy, and he'll literally see it and be like, I can get it done on this date if you guys are available. And he gives us dates and we're able to work it out, and it's so easy and flexible. So yeah, thank you so much again. And
it's a massive one, an absolute massive pod, this one. So yeah,
it's a long one.
We could have gone for 6 hours. I'm telling you,
we could have kept going, mate. Like as you see, had the show and tell ready. That I've been buying up. Obviously, the Volk. I actually didn't buy cards for like a solid 2 months in preparation for this drop.
Oh, really?
I could get as many as I could.
It kills me. It was done in Sydney because I could have got you there in the signing if it was over in Melbourne.
The thing was, no, actually.
Or were you in?
You requested me. You actually said, "Would you like to come?" And I was like, "All ready," but I had booked my honeymoon to go at that specific time, so I couldn't go, and I was a little bit shattered, but that's all right.
Damn it.
You did me a favor. You did me a solid. You got something signed for me, which I still never. I've only people know that I have it. I've got a photo of it. So.
They were asking a bunch of questions about that card. I said I don't know. I was like, I don't know the card. They were like, oh, is there a reason why it needs and I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm not. It was a Topps card. I was like, they're not my cards. I don't know anything about it. But I assume it's a nice one. Was it one of them you got signed as a nice one? Like one of the nice.
I got some of Tyson hooked me up. So I with a rookie card, silver rookie card of the Volk. So he snuck one in the pile and got it signed for me, which is in the collection on card auto. These don't exist. This is like, I think the only one on eBay. Someone's really trying to sell it for like a ridiculous price. Mind you, mine's not for sale, gentlemen. So I wouldn't even know what the value of that is because obviously
There's no market for it, really.
Well, there's no market because he doesn't. Yeah, he hasn't signed many of them. You know, I have only seen a few of them around. So, yeah, I'm thankful that you were able to slide that in. And then obviously, my way of repaying that is obviously, you know,
I appreciate
buying a bunch of cards off you, which are awesome as well to add to my collection.
Goes both ways. Did I get it done with the white ink? Was I telling you to? Yeah,
it looks so good.
Again, that's what they should have used for those Jordan signatures. That was like horrible. Those Fleer ones that came out, the PSA 10 ones, the ones that look awful. I don't know if you saw them. They should have used the white ink. You look beautiful, but now they're stuck with autos. You can't even really see.
You should start up a card consulting company on top of what you do, and just actually give them advice on what to do.
I just need to be a pen, or just be a pen salesman.
But you've done so much for us as well. I know you thanked us for having you on the show, but like Saucy said, what you did with the Volk, what you've done for us for Shaq when he was here. Also, I caught up with you when you were here last time at Crown, and funnily enough, I had to go to a dinner. From that, but for people haven't told this story, but Tyson was nice enough, and he said, "Oh, if you stick around, like you can come up to the Pereira signing. I'll bring you up, and you can be in the first one." Yeah, the first one.
Yeah,
you invited me in, and I was like, "Oh, unfortunately, I had a dinner to get to." But But it's nice thing. It was like an intimate thing, and it was your mate that was with you, and it was like
I'm always. Why not?
And Tyson, like, it's just nice things like that.
It's easy, man. Like, for me, it's an easy. It's no. I mean, I'm not trying to sell those opportunities or spots. Like, for me, it's like, man, if there's an opportunity where there's an athlete in a room for an hour, like, why not try and spread that? Like, why don't try and maximize that moment? Like, what's the point of me sitting in there by myself? Like, okay, don't bring in 30 people, but just bring in a couple people, like, and.
Don't bring in people that are going to try and start a fight with him. Like,
no, definitely
test out their egos.
Well, I got Dan. I got Dan. I got Dan in to meet him in Sydney.
I saw a photo.
Yeah, so Dan and Pereira was like not to like Dan's not super short, but like there was just a massive height difference between the two. It's kind of Pereira is much bigger in person than you probably think he is. He's huge.
He looks like a huge.
He shadows people. But if there's any, I know a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately has been in Sydney or the US. I haven't been doing much stuff in Melbourne, but trying to get something with a big NBA player around November. Hopefully, hobby hangout time in Melbourne, and if I'll get you boys all around it if it happens. But I mean, these things kind of go in and out and don't happen all the time.
If it happens, it happens, mate. If it doesn't, mate, we're not offended. I tell you, we don't care because we know what's going to come out of the signing is another great piece of artwork from Tyson Beck, mate. So that's all we care about.
Appreciate it.
Keep doing your thing. And that's it, man. Until the next time, which won't be a year and a half, I can guarantee that. We're going to try and do another one in 2024. That's what we'll try and do.
Do one for the end of the year. Some 100%. Recap or something at the end of the year and see. Or in November with the player. I'm hoping. Maybe that will be your first athlete one. Hopefully we can get something done there.
Imagine that. We get some NBA guy on and then they go, who the hell are these two idiots when it goes viral? They'll be like, double cut. Who? What? They're like, we know who Tyson Beck is, but who are these two scrubs? Like,
I don't know. I'll speak to you offline who it is. So we'll show up and I'll tell you what it is.
And when you listen to this, ladies and gents, don't ask us because we're not going to tell you. Because whenever Tyson tells us stuff, you never know. You never know. All right, we could have told you.
There's no crack in this dam. All right, there is no crack in this dam
about a lot of stuff, but we just keep it silent because, mate, you can't breach another person's trust like that. On that note, Tyson, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's double coverage. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce and Tyson Beck, and peace out.
See you guys.
Thanks.